Hey guys, it's Darby, welcome to the channel. So, last night Honkai Star Rail finally drip marketed the first character that will be coming out in version 3.0. And that character is the 5-star version of Herta. And apparently, she goes by the Herta for some reason, but that's cool I guess. But yeah, the Herta will be our first 5-star character of 3.0. And I mean, let's look at her design here. I mean, she obviously looks like the Herta we know and love. But looking at her design here, I mean, she's got a staff, so she's clearly some form of mage, I guess. And I mean, she's got the witch's hat, so she has to be, you know? What else could she be with this design other than a witch mage of some sort? I mean, she's kept the same color scheme as regular Herta. Well, not regular Herta, I guess this is regular Herta. So I guess she's kept the same color scheme as herself, or her puppets, which is the nice purple and black, which does look really cool. And I mean, looking at her, it really is just the small little puppet Herta, but as, you know, bigger woman, which is exactly what you'd expect, I guess, when the puppets are modeled after Herta. Sorry, modeled after the Herta. But yeah, I mean, she looks awesome. So I think for the first character of 3.0, this is definitely a banger. Now let's see what the Twitter post says about her. Alright, so Extraterrestrial Satellite Communication, the Herta. The writers from the Intelligentsia Guild wanted to give me an extra title, something like Herta Prime, to separate me from my puppets. How banal. Are the puppets not me as well? So I gave them a suggestion. If they dared to write that, then I would call myself the Herta. It's short, simple, straight to the point, and elegant. Esteemed member number 83 of the Genius Society. Human, female, young, beautiful, attractive. It's said that she lives in the far edge of the cosmos, almost never leaving. Sounds like her appearance this time must be to deal with an issue that has to be handled herself, right? I guess that's hinting of what Herta's going to be doing in 3.0. There must be some form of issue that she has to come deal with herself. I mean, the planet we are apparently going to is what was it called? Amphorius? Maybe there's something that goes on there that requires Herta herself, the emanator of erudition, to come by and do something about. Who knows? I mean, in the current story, I could only guess maybe something to do with Ruan Mei being involved in the story. Because from what we know from the end of, 2.5? Spoilers ahead if you don't want to hear this. But something about Ruan Mei bringing back the real Ting Yun. Maybe that's something that goes wrong there, that requires the Genius Society's attention. I don't know. Ruan Mei is a character that could do anything, really. She kind of just does whatever she wants, and maybe that goes against something that Herta believes in or something. Who knows? It's just a little theory. But from what we know about Herta, she definitely would not get involved unless she absolutely has to. Now let's see here. So her element is ice and her path is erudition, which makes sense seeing as though that's the exact same thing as her puppet. But I'm wondering now, what could she possibly do differently? If she's the same path and element as her puppets, would she not just do the same thing? But let's think here. What could she possibly do as an erudition unit? I've got Pridwin open here to take a look at all the characters. Let's see. So if we look at all erudition units, what could she do? I doubt it would have anything to do with Dot because, I mean, she's ice and ice doesn't have a dot. We just got Rapper, so I doubt she's break effect. So that does just leave the possibility of her maybe being crit archetype, like Jinyuan, Jade, Herta herself, and Argenti. She could be maybe a support erudition unit, like how Jade works. That's entirely possible. or she is just herself, which is entirely possible that she's just a buffed version of Herta. But honestly, I have no idea what they could do with her. Because Herta's whole role is being a secondary follow-up erudition DPS, which I feel like that would be perfect for a 5-star version of the same character, unless they make her main DPS, which I suppose that makes sense as well. But if you have any ideas yourselves, let me know down below in the comments, and maybe we can figure something out. But then maybe we should compare her to the other ice units in the game, right? Yanqing, crit DPS, Harmony, so not that. Debuffer, she could be a erudition buffer, like I said, like how Jade works. I suppose Jade's not necessarily a buffer, but if you know how Jade works, you get what I mean. And the only other ice main DPS limited character we have is Jing Liu, who is crit based, so I mean, we haven't gotten a main DPS ice unit in a while, so it's entirely possible they could just make her a crit DPS, but hey, I'm not the biggest fan of crit DPS, so I would be happy for something else. Getting the right crit ratio is really painful and annoying. But maybe she'll have just her own like unique mechanic how Misha has his own unique mechanic. I honestly at this point have no possible clue what an ice erudition character might do other than what Herta currently does. Because I feel like Herta's kit for a 4-star is pretty great for what it does. But hey, we're just speculating here, so who knows. But now the real thing to think about is, would Herta be worth pulling for? I mean, I'm hoping that she's good in MOC Pure Fiction and Apocalyptic Shadow, but the stereotype of erudition is that they'll be really good in Pure Fiction and not so great everywhere else. But here's to hoping that she's good everywhere, because I mean, look at her, she looks so great, I would really like to use her. But then we'd have to think, Sunday and Fugue come out before her, and the live stream is on Friday, so we'll find out what Sunday and Fugue do, but they are Harmony and Nihility, meaning they're likely buffers and debuffers, which are universally much better than just a new DPS, so I suppose we'll have to wait and see. But I'm really excited for this character, the Herta. She looks great, and hopefully she's going to be really strong too. Let me know down below what you think she could possibly do. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. I'm just gonna say this, if this character doesn't at least KURU or at least spin during one of her attacks, I'm gonna be really upset.